Good morning, beauty, and welcome to another episode of Biz Elevate with Anupama. Today, I'm in a mood of telling you a story. Well, my father had a business. Should I say had a business? No, has a business. Just that my father is no more, but the business is still there. He had a retail shop where we sold pulses, rice, sugar, soaps, salt, oil. A supermarket, right? But supermarkets in India at that point of a time were a little different. Yeah, you walked into a shop, you gave the list of items to the shopkeeper, and then he looked at it, and his team would put everything way up, put it in a basket, and then give it to the customer. That's how it used to work back in India. Almost, I'm talking about in the late 90s. And that's how the business worked. Now, in that marketplace where the shop was situated, there were many other shops as well. That means my father's business had competition. My father had a unique way to deal with this competition. So if any client came up to him, a customer came up to him and said, I want rice, and if the rice was not there in the inventory, then my father used to make a few calls and say, okay, go down the lane to this particular shop and you would get this particular rice there at this cost. And I always wondered, Dad, why do you send people to other shops? You're losing out on business. Yeah. Okay, I understand you don't have it in your inventory. Yeah, you don't have it in your stock. But then just tell them I don't have it. Why do you have to direct them to other people? And they're your competition, by the way. And he used to tell me, when you put people, specifically your clients, at the forefront of your business, when you look at helping them, making them fulfill their wants and needs, they make sure that they stand by you. That means loyalty comes in. Second thing, trust is developed because you're directing them to specific people, not just say, okay, go to another shop. You're saying, go to this particular shop and get it done, and you will get the item. And the third most important thing is, now, because you've made that call and told your competitor that you're sending them a client, they make sure that they don't have the competition mindset. They say, okay, he's helping me build my business, so I might want not to put him in the wrong position. I might want to support him when he asks for it. Maybe a little bit of goodwill built between competitors themselves. And I looked at him and I said, wow, okay, I never thought about it. For me, competition is competition. You need to keep them at an arm's length. You don't discuss with them your business. You don't tell them what you are doing, your strategies, your stuff. No. That doesn't work. But for my father, not only he made it work, but he made it work so good that even in moments of crisis, neither his clients let him down, neither his so-called competitors let him down, and neither the market let him down. In times of crisis, he still managed a perfectly profitable business. Now, fast forward to 2012, 2013, when I started my business. And people asked me, Anupama, who are your competitors? Well, when we start a business, we put a business plan in place. I also did the same thing. I put a business plan in place and I looked at it and said, okay, now I need to do competitive analysis. Okay, let me look what kind of competitors that I have. And I started putting the list together. Okay, the advertising agencies, marketing agencies, A, B, C, D, it just kind of started building up. I looked at that list and said, well, what happens if these people are my competition? Ah, okay. Maybe I just get a little share of the market and not what I'm aiming for. Okay. What happens if I make all this competition collaborators in my business? What happens then? Well, if I am looking at just a minuscule share of the market, we together can actually run the market. Yeah, because each one together, if takes a part of their responsibility, well, the whole market can be yours if you decide to. And it changed my strategy. I said, okay, Anupama, no more competition, only collaborators. And how did I collaborate? Well, if I required some specific thing, I said, okay, who can do it better than me? Okay, company X can do it. I spoke to them and told them that, see, I've got a client and I don't think I'll be able to do a good job, but you can. How about working on this client together? Wow. And they said, why do you want to do that? I said, because at the end of it, I want to give the client the best experience, the best product or service. Some people said yes, some people declined, but those who said yes, we started working with them. And what happened is, the clients that we were looking at started having a goodwill factor built, a trust built, that Anupama can deliver. And Anupama can deliver at any challenges that might come through this delivery. Because she not only is committed, she has a good team to support her. And that's how for the past 10 years I've built my business. If it is not for other agencies, we have pitched in for clients together. And those are my competitive, because they do exactly the same thing as we do. I'm just kind of leveraging on their strengths and minimizing my weaknesses. If there were instances where some of my employees came and said, okay, we want to do this, will you support us? I said, yes, let's be more intrapreneurial. Start your own business and I will be your first client. And that's how I killed the competition. I increased my goodwill. And most important is, I built a brand with a commitment that everything and anything is possible if you have the right mindset. So forget about the competition, Anupama. Make collaborations. And that's what I did. And for the past 10 years, we are actually riding the wave. Even a COVID situation was not able to pull us down as it would have pulled some other agencies which actually closed down in COVID. But we sailed through well. Maybe not profitable, it was not expected at all, but then at least we sailed through, sustained, and now are doing good business. When you start helping others, when you change as a business owner, change that mindset that I'm not going to worry about my competition. I'm going to actually slash it with my strengths and their strengths. And then that's how it's built up. You have your strengths, you have your weaknesses. Pinpoint those weaknesses and create collaborations with people stronger than you. And that's how you build a strong product or a service, a strong offering. I remember I had a friend, I wouldn't say friend, but an acquaintance. She was into apparel. She imported Indian garments, specifically different types of saris, and she sold them here in Dubai. She always screamed about one thing: Anupama, there's so much of competition. I've always need to keep on top of everything. And I told her, why don't you change your mindset? Why don't you collaborate with these people? That, are you crazy, Anupama? How can I do that? I said, at least give it a try. Create your niche, and for all the other things that people come to you and inquire, direct them to the right people. Make them your associates, and they will help you push your business forward. And she did it. And guess what? She dealt only in cotton saris. She dealt only in cotton saris. For the rest of the things, she created collaborations. Okay, let's talk about Kanjivarams. You do Kanjivarams. And any inquiry for Kanjivaram, I'll share it with you. And any inquiry for cotton, you share it with me. She built her business. She built her outreach. She built collaborations in different aspects of the garment called sari. So she had people who doing specific saris, specific blouses, I don't know what not. Unfortunately for her, during COVID, she had to leave the country and go back to India. But till then, she made a mark for herself and grew her business by leaps and bounds. Well, whatever it's said and done, if you can change that aspect of looking at your competitors as collaborators, a lot of things can change for you. So, in all, what it is that makes a collaboration tick? First and foremost, very clear-cut specifications of the collaboration. One, when you are collaborating with someone, and specifically you are into a competitive offering, make sure you do not step over each other's toes. You have to be very specific. For example, how Reshma did. She said, I'm doing cotton, you're doing Kanjivaram. Any inquiries for Kanjivaram, I send it to you. Any inquiries for cotton, you send it to me. Right? That's one. Clear-cut demarcations, defining how or what you do in that collaboration. 2, commitment. Commitment to the collaboration. It's always said that give without expectations. But I would say give with set, clearly defined expectations. If I am giving you 3 leads, I am expecting 3 leads in return. That's how it should work. So setting expectations is important. In fact, when you set these expectations, those expectations have to be on terms of product and offering, in terms of commercials, in terms of processes. It's not easy to collaborate because you are offering the same thing. Sometimes you can think of collaborations in upselling, downselling, or cross-selling. I hope you and people understand what it means by upsell, downsell, and a cross-sell. Upsell is something with the strength of others. Downsell is something of a strength of a task, product, or anything that's of your weakness. And cross-selling is something that's complementing to your offering, to your product or your service, right? So you can actually collaborate not as an exact offering as well, but as an upsell, downsell, or a cross-sell. So these are the things that you can collaborate with. So make sure you have defined your collaboration. You have set expectations. You have been committed to what needs to be done. Yeah, it should be all in black and white. That's very important. A written document of your collaboration is must. Don't say, okay, let's collaborate and it's a verbal commitment. Doesn't stand. A market is a very structured, a compliant environment. Yeah? So if you can have a legal compliance in place where you have documented how this collaboration is going to work, will take you in a long way, and it will not create problems. And if problems are created, they would be resolved efficiently and productively. In all, if I have to summarize, if as a business owner you can change your mindset from compete to collaborate, yeah, things, opportunities would be much more in terms of business, specifically for small businesses. If you can collaborate, you can actually not only grow but scale. But keep in mind, when you are collaborating, make sure that both of you and your collaborator, are on the same value system. You're committed to your values. This collaboration is more client centric rather than business centric. Because business, we start talking about the commercials, start talking about the profits that you're going to make. But in a client-centric business, you're putting the client as a focal point of everything. So make your collaboration client-centric. Make your collaborations with people who are committed and stand on the same value system as you do. And that will make your collaborative effort much more efficient and much more productive. Well, that's all from me today. See you next week, same day, same time, same platform. Till then, have a rocking weekend.